Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Hadlock, and today I will be doing my document presentation on the document Leaving Cochin, written by author Fiona Halegua. To start, I wanted to share some of the main points she goes over. In the article, she talks about her life, what it was like to be her. She also talks about what it was like to be a Jew in India. She talks about moving to New York, and she talks about what it was like to mourn her father. The article begins by telling about her family. Her family lived in Cochin, India, and they established the oldest Jewish community called the Paradesi community. One of the fun facts about Cochin is that it's now called President City Kochi, and this city has 34 million people. While she was young, her brother, Sam, and her were able to do daily prayers, practice Shabbat songs, and learn basic Hebrew. What her family did to make money was they sold coconut, rice, and Indian spices. The article then talks about how she moved to New York City. And one of my favorite quotes from this part of the article is where she explains that after leading a privileged life in India, I was alone in a new country and I realized that I had to adapt to the Western culture in order to fit in. I gradually shed my inhibitions and became an independent woman. Fiona talks about how moving to New York was a time when she felt independent and empowered. One of the examples she gives is that when she was in New York, she was finally able to go to the movie theaters without having a male escort. She could do it alone or with female companions. Later on in the article, she talks about her experience mourning her father, and this is where some of the stuff comes up about Judaism and the stuff we've learned in class. So she talks about daily prayers, Shabbat songs, and learning basic Hebrew. And we've learned a lot about prayers and their role in Jewish life. We've also learned about Shabbat and the songs they sing. She talks about how her and her brother had to wake up at 7 a.m. to go to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and celebrate those holidays. But at the end of her article, she gives a big focus on Shiva, Shloshim, and Kaddish. Now, we learned in class that these are things that happen when someone loses a family member. One of the things that was really hard for her was that she wasn't able to mourn her dad as much as she wanted. His Shiva was shortened to 1 day and his Shloshim to 10 days. So what she was able to do was she was able to say Kaddish with the other women who were mourning. And this was one of the things that helped her feel like she was able to mourn her father. One of the quotes I have is that she said that praying with female companions for the ultimate salvation of my father and my loved ones was one of the ways that she felt peace. And yeah, that is my slide, and here's my bibliography.